Welcome back, Nail Queens. In today's video, I have some exciting new products from the Painted Desert that I want to show you, but the rubber top coat is the one I'm going to demonstrate how I use today. So this rubber top coat was described to be great for encapsulation. It's a thicker top coat, no wipe top coat, which is an added bonus. So I'm going to use this to seal in my jelly tips. So what this means for me is that I'm sealing in the cuticle area of the jelly tips, so I'm blending it flush to my natural nail. So the first thing I do in preparation of this is I push back my cuticles on all my nails. My jelly tips are freshly applied, but I haven't blended the cuticle area yet, so this is how I'm going to prep for the rubber top coat. So I'm pushing back all of my cuticles, and then I'm going to use my e-file. But you can use a hand file, you do not have to use an e-file. I just find it easier because I don't have an actual hand file touching or grazing against my skin. I try hard not to graze my skin with a hand file, but an e-file is so much easier for me. So I'm going to use this blending bit right here, and I'm just basically going to graze it across the cuticle area of all of my nails where my jelly tips are. Just the jelly tip, I'm only touching the jelly tip, not my actual natural nail. And I'm going to blend this kind of flush with the cuticle area of my natural nail. Now once everything is blended, I'm going to use a stiff dusting brush and I'm going to dust off all of the dust that came from the jelly tips from filing the cuticle area. So I want to make sure all of the dust is removed so I can inspect the blended area. So that's the main reason I'm doing this, is just to inspect the edges and make sure I blended it well enough. Now what I'm doing is I'm taking a hand file, but you can use an e-file if you want to as well. I'm using a hand file to remove all of the shine off of my jelly tips. I'm not sculpting or reshaping or doing anything to the shape. I'm just gently removing the shine. That is it. So I'm going to do this on all of my nails and I will be right back. Now I'm going to cleanse my nails with Young Nails Swipe. It's a great liquid for cleansing your nails, and I love that the name matches the motion. And now I'm going to take the Painted Desert Prime Time. This is a gel primer. It is incredible. It is HEMA-free, so if you're looking for a HEMA-free primer, I highly recommend using the Painted Desert Primer. So I'm going to apply 2 layers of this, mainly focusing on the cuticle area, and then dragging the rest towards the free edge. Mind you, I am not mopping it on there. I'm just applying a thin layer so it looks streaky. You don't want it to look like you just mopped a floor. So now I'm switching hands, so the view that you're seeing on the right hand side of the screen is my left hand, and I'm going to apply a layer of gel base to each of my nails. It's going to be a thin layer. I try not to make my gel base coats thick, and what I'm basically focusing on here, other than just applying a thin layer, is also making sure that the gel base is hitting my natural nail where the cuticle area is, not touching my skin, but just hitting the natural nail. This way, when I apply the rubber top coat, the rubber top coat will be sealing in the natural nail with the jelly tip, which is basically the whole goal of this whole video. Okay, so now I'm applying gel base to the pinky nail. It is my last nail. After I'm done applying gel base, then I cure in my lamp for a whole 60 seconds. That's how long I cure my gel bases for. And now it's time to work on the rubber top coat application. I'm really excited about this product. This is my first time really trying it, and it's just the description of it is really cool. It's a thicker top coat. As the Painted Desert described, it's great for encapsulation. So if you're encapsulating glitters, decals, things of that nature. And you can notice the brush is different from the regular glossy top coat, and the consistency is different. So the regular glossy one has a clear brush, and the rubber top coat has a black brush, and their brushes are a little bit different, and I really think it helps account for the actual consistency of the product. To me, it makes sense that they have different brushes. So if you're someone who likes thinner products, you might want to use a striping brush or a liner brush to apply your rubber top coat if you don't like thick products. And I'm going to demonstrate that in a second. I'm going to use a small brush I have, and I'm going to basically apply it around the cuticle area. So you see me grabbing some of the top coat here, and I'm going to focus it around the cuticle area. And I do this multiple times throughout this process. Once I use that to apply around the cuticle area, I'm using the thicker brush that came with the bottle, and I'm just basically dragging it down my nail into the free edge, and I'm trying to make sure that the coat is nice and even from cuticle to free edge. So I cured this in my lamp for 60 seconds, so everything is nice and glossy, and it's a no wipe top coat, so I don't have to remove the tacky layer with any kind of rubbing alcohol or anything. It is perfect and ready to go. So I'm going to move on and do the other nail so you guys can see me repeat this process onto all of my nails. And since my nails are obviously different sizes from thumb to pinky, you're going to see how I do it for smaller nails and larger nails. So here I'm going to inspect the cuticle area just to make sure. So I'm pulling back the skin a little bit at my cuticle to ensure that I actually hit where the gel base was and covered everything before I cure it. So I really do like the idea of using a small, thinner brush such as this one to really just bring the gel into the cuticle areas. I've seen a lot of content creators on Instagram when they post about how they do their gel nails. When they're using the gel polish, they're using like a striping brush to get closer to the sidewalls and the cuticle area, which is genius to ensure that the gel doesn't actually touch your skin. So if you're someone who struggles with like a thicker brush or a thicker product touching your skin, maybe using a thin brush to get closer to those edges might be a good idea for you. And once I am done applying the rubber top coat to all of my nails and sealing on all the edges, I cure that for 60 seconds in my lamp. And just like that, I'm going to have a fully, perfectly sealed in cuticle line with my jelly tips. So I'm glad that now there's a product that meets the best of both worlds for me. A thicker top coat, so it's better than something thin. So you can see on the left-hand side, my hand is not sealed in, whereas my right-hand side is sealed in. So on the left side, you can actually see the edge of the jelly tip at my cuticle line. So that is it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you found this video helpful, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!